I am so blessed to have access to multiple commentaries as I study God's Word. We all pretty much have them at our fingertips, at least I do on my smartphone. And so I have come to love one in particular, and it's based on the book of Mark, and it's written by Steve Wilmhurst, and it's called The Ransom for Many Commentary. And in this, he said something that just really sparked within me, and I want to quote him. He said, "Discipleship is cross-shaped." I thought, wow. I guess I like pictures. Pictures help me understand. And so I wanted to talk about what this meant to me and some of the things that Steve had to say. He said that there are 4 ways to live through crises. And if you're a follower of Christ, you are going to have a crisis sometime in your life. I think every human being does, but especially as followers of Christ, because he promised us in his word that we would have struggles and we would have trials, but he did not leave us without things to help us through those trials and those crises. So the first one is to keep our focus on following Christ. You know, when we get our focus off onto the problem, that really weakens us. I've lived it, so I'm speaking from experience. So the more that we can keep our eyes focused on following him through the crisis, the better off we'll be. Secondly, he says to face our suffering. Well, in the Word, in Ephesians 6:10 through 18, the Lord gives us some tools to face our suffering, and it's called the spiritual armor of God. And so he gives us truth, righteousness, the gospel, faith, salvation, his word, and praying in the Spirit. And these are all weapons to help us when we face a crisis, when we're facing suffering. And they all go on the front of us, you know, as a soldier. They don't go on our backs. They cover our front of our bodies. So that means we need to face the suffering. The Lord doesn't want us to turn away from it or run from it, but to face it. And he will help us as we face it. Then we also have to trust God's purposes in suffering. When I went through my clinical depression, I did not have any idea of what the Lord was doing or what his purposes were. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. And it was so hard. But now, oh my goodness, there have been so many purposes, not only for me, but for others because of my depression. So there were purposes there. Many ways that the Lord even wanted to bring me healing besides the depression. Many things he wanted to teach me. So we have to trust that when we're going through suffering, that he's there. In that crisis, there's something he's wanting to teach us, and it's for our good and for the future, and also for his glory. And then finally, we have to continue to spread the gospel. Even when we're in a crisis, even when we're suffering, we have to continue to share the gospel of Christ. That's what the disciples did. You know, after the Lord rose again and he left them here on this earth to carry on his work, they suffered terrible persecution, terrible crises, and yet they went forward. They did not stop sharing the gospel, and we have to do the same. So, discipleship is cross-shaped, and I hope this picture helps you today, and I hope it gives you some tools as you go through a struggle or crisis today or in the future, that this has been a good deposit for you and something that you can draw from. My name is Candy Rice, and I am the author of He Enriched My Life by the Death I Suffered, Learning to Trust God Through Depression. You can buy this book at my website, Living Hope. The address is candyrice.org. And I can also come and speak if you would like me to, so feel free to contact me through my website. I would love to come and share the physical, mental, and spiritual healing truths that the Lord taught me through depression. So, be encouraged today, be blessed, and continue your walk in discipleship.